to the Midnight Run. We're honored by your attendance. Your host, Danoby2.
Evening, folks. Welcome to another Midnight Run. How is everybody doing? First of all, I have to apologize if there's any coughing from me or any nose sniffling. I've actually been sick for last week, so the original plan was to actually do a midnight run last week, believe it or not, but I ended up catching this nasty little cold bug flu, and I've just been sick. It hasn't stopped me though from going on hikes, but because I'll still hike even if I'm sick. I don't care. I'll bring a box of tissues, and I don't. It doesn't bother me one bit. So what's been happening out what's been happening out there in YouTube 1/6 scale Hot Toys land? Let's see what's going on with the chat here. Midnight. Ganesh Nathan. Hello from Melbourne, Australia, 7 p.m. And I just got my DeLorean Mark II. Love it. Now contemplating the Mark III. There's nothing to contemplate. If you have the Mark II, you got to get the Mark III. It's a slippery slope, my friend. It's a slippery slope. But if it's your first DeLorean and the hover conversion worked out for you, well, kudos to you. Very nice. Now look at you. This is one of the things. This is one of the reasons I love doing these midnight runs. I get to reach out to those wonderful folks out there in Australia, the land down under. Ryan's Horizon checking in from down under in Sydney, 7 p.m. This is a very aggressive Hot Toys market right now. Have you gotten to see Dune yet, Danoby? I absolutely love it. Look, in regards to Dune 2, if I could marry Dune 2, I absolutely would. In fact, saw it on Thursday. I left the theater. I'll confess, my eyes were watering. I wasn't bawling, but it messed with my heart. I'm seeing it again tomorrow with my sister. Dune 2 is phenomenal. I can't stress. I mean, it is just bonkers what they were able to pull off with Dune 2. I pre-ordered the soundtrack already on vinyl LP. Only way to listen to it. And the director, Denis Villeneuve, is a genius. Funky Cold Santa, it's 2 a.m. checking in from Dallas, Texas. I will actually, I know I'm dragging my feet here, but I would probably say 80%, maybe 90%. I will actually be in Dallas on April the 8th. And there's a reason why I need to go to Dallas on April the 8th. I don't know how I'm going to pull this off. I need to be there. There's a specific reason. If anybody can figure that out, why I need to go to Dallas on April the 8th, 100 points. Andre checking in from 8 a.m. London. Very nice, very nice. Theodore PT, hello. Danoby checking in from Greece. Very cool. Joshua Alvarez, my side of the corner of the world. Welcome. Get it. Frankfurt, Germany. Thank you so much for joining on this wonderful midnight run. We're going to talk about toys. I promise we're only going to talk about 1/6 scale toys. It's going to be a civil, fun conversation. I'm not going to badmouth any other YouTubers on this midnight run. I'm not going to talk about spouses or relationships or anything like that. This is going to be a fun, civil conversation. Hello, good morning, old gamer Toby. Good morning from Germany. Welcome. Hello from Lake Havasu, Arizona. You know, I was just in Arizona. I was actually in Phoenix just a couple weeks ago. Dylan Compton, welcome. Ever hike the Rockies here in Colorado? 1 a.m. No, the Rockies in Colorado. That sounds like adventure. See, I like the taste of adventure. I need to look into that. Hello from Dallas, another Collector Joe. Hello. It's getting wacky out there in Toy World. Thank you for joining. Nate, thank you for joining in. Agent Silver Fox, Scotland, 8 a.m. Nice to see a midnight run back, of course. I actually got to. It's always a pleasure to see you on within the community, Agent Silver Fox. You were on a recent live stream, so it's always cool to show your face and represent, especially that side of the world. So, Jonathan the Collector checking in from Ontario, California, and that is absolutely right. Did you Google that? Did you cheat, Funky Cold Santa? Because that is absolutely correct. Why I need to go to Dallas on April the 8th. So hopefully you earned those points in a legitimate way, and that you knew that answer because you had a taste for the scientific knowledge, that you just have that taste for adventure, that imagination, the fact that there's going to be like a great conjunction, a solar eclipse, folks. Solar eclipse, and the path of totality is crossing right through Dallas. And it's really hard to witness one of these. It's not like a half-assed solar eclipse. You're going to be in the middle of the day. The sun is blocked out, complete darkness. Temperature drops a few degrees. Animals, birds go crazy. Cats, dogs, breakdancing. And then the sun comes back, and I'm all for that because that smells and tastes like adventure. So yes. Going right over my house. I am so jealous. I will be there. I'm going to tell you, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I need to be in Dallas on that day, but yes, I need to see the solar eclipse. Ecto-17019 in the morning from Belgium. Yes, Collector Joe, come say hi in Dallas. We can have some shops. Yeah, I tell you what though, I did not get to hit up any hot toy locations when I was in. Every time I'm in a different state and I'm doing my thing, I always like to visit shops and emporiums and all that stuff. And I didn't get to do that when I was in Phoenix a couple weeks ago, though. But if I'm in Dallas, I absolutely would love to do that. Yeah. Charlotte, North Carolina, 3 in the morning, coming back. Hello, Eric. For Ewok, hello from Philadelphia. Welcome. All right. I'll give it to you. Rayo 11, greetings from Chicago. 100 points is as uncommon as a solar eclipse. You got that right. And it's only because it's a solar eclipse, and it's unique. It's Dune 2 had scenes of an eclipse, and that's all that was going through my head as the music was playing, and you're on Arrakis, and the eclipse was happening. It was just just beautiful. It's beautiful art. No Fear 238. Your video while hiking and talking about hot toys in Arizona was great. I very much enjoyed it. Hope to see a few more like that. I need to go back to that because when I'm out there, when I'm out in the desert and forest or and so forth, it is something about my mind. I get like the best train of thought because I'm focused on just hiking the miles, and then like my best ideas tend to come out. And I know at that point in time, it was the whole C3PO situation that was happening. And I just got charged yesterday from Sideshow. I got double. I got like spit roast from Sideshow yesterday. Ew. I got double charge. I got charged on Padme and C3PO Return of the Jedi. So those two are inbound. I'm excited for that. Eric, I expected experienced a total eclipse a few years ago, and for those who have never experienced it, it's a very weird and awesome experience at the same time. I can't wait to get it. I can't wait to do it. Greetings from Houston. Geraldo Casanova. Yes, so that's the plan. I'm going to be in Dallas, hopefully 80-90% if everything works out, and I'll experience the great solar eclipse experience while I'm jamming to Dune 2. Oh my God, wouldn't that be sweet? I got my Google buds in my ear, and I'm rocking to the soundtrack to Dune 2, and I'm just out there. I'm begging my kids to come with me to Dallas, and they have no friggin' interest in doing this. Even the wife doesn't even want to do the eclipse. She's like, "You go have fun." I have somewhat family in Dallas, and my family's just freaking spoiled. Like they're like, what are we going to do in Dallas? Are we? I go, well, so I'm trying to sweeten the deal. I'm like, well, we can visit the grassy knoll, and but if I tell the kids it's to stand out and look at the sun disappear, they're going to look at me like, yeah, we're going to stay at home and game. I don't know. Kids today, they just don't get it. They just don't get it. Something else too. I haven't been charged. I don't know what's going on. I double pre-ordered the Super Battle Droids. So I don't know what's the story on that. I have not been charged. But I was a late pre-order on the Super Battle Droids. They weren't actually, no, that's bullshit. They were day one pre-orders for me because they were droids. I avoided Commander Fox. Tobey Maguire is on the list, but he's not been pre-ordered. So yeah. Couple of things. Let's talk about a few things tonight, because it's just been a couple months into 2024, and just feels like there's just static friction. Get some love, right? Let's get some going stuff. What would you wonderful folks like to talk about? I suspect some of you may have ideas, right? But let's start something a little bit different here. I want to imagine. Let's play a little, and I'll make it quick. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. It was brought up that where is it? I love Dune 2. I friggin' loved it, and I've had a couple DMs just within the week about this. Now I love Dune 2. I thought the movie was beautiful. I'm gonna go see it again. The music, Hans Zimmer, he just carries me away. It's the shit. It really is, and I love these characters. Timothy Chalamet has apologized. I mean, I actually liked him in this film. I thought he did a really, really good job, even though I was greatly disappointed in Wonka. I actually saw Wonka in theaters, and it wasn't very good at all. Did not like it. But I love all these characters. And where I'm going with this, I'm not here to review the film. I think everybody already knows that this film is just stellar, fantastic. It's that as much as I love this film, over here, I don't want any 1/6 scale characters from this film. It's been brought up, and I've just folks who follow me just on Instagram will just ask me, "Hey, you gonna get Dune 2?" InArts will, potentially make a figure, and I tell them no. And the first thing is, well, are you still mad at InArts? And I go, no. It has at that point, it has really nothing to do with it. It's just there's certain film properties with me that I have no interest at all in collecting into 1/6 scale form. It is what it is. I enjoy the film, the whole world aspect, but I say that, and it's just like, really, you're not like, no, I don't. I don't want. There's two. This Dune, this world of Dune. It feels very much like Lord of the Rings. It's a very epic, grand tale story, and everybody has their own story arc. And I don't want Timothy Chalamet as an action figure. I know McFarlane is doing it and so forth. I don't want anything. The only thing I want probably from Dune as far as merch is probably a cool poster and the soundtrack on vinyl. And that's going to be about it. Oh, and then I'll get the 4K steelbook, and that's it. That is it. Because I know InArts is doing it. McFarlane, I think two third-party companies, I believe, are doing it. And it's just one of those situations that I don't want any of these characters in my collection, and it just doesn't. And that applies to a couple other IPs that I really appreciate, that I really do love, that I really don't want in my collection. That goes to Harry Potter. I don't want those bratty kids as 1/6 scale of figures, expensive 1/6 scale figures in my collection. I don't want any of that shit. I don't. No, it won't. There's no. It just doesn't do it. And Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is the other one where it feels very much like Dune, where it is just overwhelmingly over the top, and everybody has their own story arc. And I'm like, I don't want any of these characters. I don't. Gandalf the White, Gandalf the Gray, Gandalf the Rainbow. I don't want any of that. No, not for 400. No. I do have Gandalf the Grey from Azimuth, and honestly, that was a regret. I still have him. I didn't sell him, but it does feel like a regret. In fact, if anything, I'll confess that felt like a peer pressure buy at the time when that figure came out. Everybody was just doing backflips over it. And I was very on the fence at the time, 40-50% on the fence. And honestly, I regret buying them. I have them. I didn't sell them. It's fine. It's the Azimuth, but I don't I don't want any of that stuff. There's just too much. I have certain things that I love that I'm emotionally connected to, and I feel like the IP relationship, I guess I'm in, is just overly complicated right now between Marvel, Star Wars, and then a few random, right? Back to the Future, not even RoboCop, because I think I'm done with RoboCop. I have the I'm not getting any of the RoboCop in part 3. I'm not getting any of that shit. Ghostbusters behind me and so forth. So yeah, I mean it's oh, and then Spider-Man. Spider-Man Marvel. I mean, I'm in love with the Spider-Man Marvel Sony universe. I'm getting all of that stuff. So it's easy for me to kind of push certain other IPs to the side because there's certain things that I just really, really appreciate and just love. So the popcorn bucket, you bet your ass. I do have the popcorn bucket. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you asked. I do. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to put it to work, but yes, I do have the popcorn bucket. There you go. Nice. So I guess as far as merch, this is probably going to be it. Um, I'm surprised how many Dune 1/6 have been announced from third party. Yeah, yeah. People have been. I don't care for it. That's cool. Great. It's a crammed, crowded 1/6 scale market right now. So to me, it's just useless, empty calories to waste yourself with third party schlock. It's pretty much how I see it. Yeah. Checking in from Vegas and then some. Yeah, we've been going through the worst windstorm right now. The last time Vegas has gone through a windstorm this severe was like 1985s, from what I read. So yeah, it's pretty. Not only that though, but California is also getting beat up too. I don't know if they're underwater. I don't know what's going on. I know they're getting bombarded with wind out there. I don't know if they're getting rain and so forth. So that has been considered. That has been considered absolutely. That absolutely has been considered. The other thing too that I'm actually looking forward to, and a few folks within YouTube land have actually talked about this specific IP, and it's just everybody seems to be on the fence. Maybe let's see where they come out. Let's see where it goes. And it's this one here. It's Tron Ares. And for those of you who, depending on when you jumped into collecting 1/6 scale figures, so I came in 2012, and Tron Legacy came out in 2010. That was a huge year. That 2010 was a really big pop cultural year, and I've been going to San Diego Comic Con since 2006. I've never actually missed an event. It's just a lot of fun. And I remember that year, Disney went above and beyond. They spent a mint. They created like a Tron Legacy interactive center on the floor, and it was wild. It was just really. Let me see if I can find a photo of it because it was just bonkers what they created. Tron Legacy 2010. I'm searching my photo album here. No, let me see here. Tron. Let me see if I can find something here. Come on, there has to be something here. All right, San Diego Comic Con 2010. How do I not have anything in my photo library? Oh, here we go. Sorry, folks. I'm gonna try to find something here. Nope. I thought I had photos of this event, but apparently I don't. No, I guess not. All right. Well, I'm not gonna waste any more time on this. I thought I did, but I guess not. Nope, I guess not. I had photos of the event. It was just big glorious event in saying Comic Con, and they only released, from what I can recall, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but Hot Toys had released 2 pieces. They released like the Tron Light Cycle, and then they released a Flynn, and that was it. Because the film was really just received with like really mixed reviews. That was one of my biggest. Well, that's one of them. It's not one of my biggest, but it's definitely one of my regrets not actually acquiring the Tron Light Cycle that Hot Toys made from Tron Legacy. In fact, I believe it's still a grail, it's still chasing $600 or $700. And I remember Sideshow being at San Diego Comic Con showcasing this stuff, and it was definitely few of the seeds that started to be planted in my head to make the transition into Hot Toys, because I had always known about Hot Toys since 2006. I just felt I wasn't ready to enter that world at that point in time until 2012, and I made I took the leap of faith into collecting Hot Toys. But hopefully I do love this world. I do love this the world of Tron and Tron Legacy, and I hope that Hot Toys actually makes certain figures from this. I will probably be in 100% unless the film goes sideways. I'm excited, especially with the technology that they can do now. Maybe trying to get those suits to glow properly under UV light. Yeah, Nate. Am I the only one? I mean, I feel like I'm probably like the actual minority on this. I can't wait for figures from this line. I was collecting when the last Tron figures were released. This will be a nice second chance. Yeah. It was. They only released 2 from Tron Legacy. They're somewhat chase figures now, expensive, and this will be really cool. I hope that Hot Toys goes a little bit balls deep into this. It would probably make sense, since it's scheduled for a summer 2025 release, and there's no Marvel or Star Wars, Disney huge tentpole IP being released next summer, other than so far Tron Legacy, which seems to have a street date stamped. So yeah, I mean, we're essentially entering this era of taking a break with the 2 big honchos, Star Wars and Marvel. Well, regular Avengers Marvel is Sony. Marvel is still hot shit right now, and it's still trending very, very, very well. So yeah, I would say that. But yeah, I mean, this is something I'm looking forward to, and I hopefully you guys are I think I messed up the camera when I'm looking for the photos. Yeah, hopefully you guys are excited for that. And the other thing too that I was asked was, and this is the last film, was this one here, Deadpool 3. And my relationship with X-Men is not very strong. 20th Century Fox sent that IP straight into the toilet. They really did. And as far as X-Men in my collection, as far as the 1/6, I only have Wolverine, Hugh Jackman, and that's it. I don't have any of the third-party X-Men's. I don't have Days of Future Past. I don't have any of those early X-Men figures that were released. I think Wolverine from the first film. I don't have any of that stuff. I didn't even pre-order the Wolverine Economy thrift version. Then they released like a thrifto version that all the collectors were getting wet over, right? Like a Honda Wolverine, and it just, watching the live streams, it was like watching like the Endor celebration, the Ewok celebration from Endor. You're like, ugh. You get what you pay for, folks. If that's all they're asking for this Wolverine, those claws are probably going to be that bendy plastic. Yeah, I no, but I don't need another Deadpool. I don't know how deep Hot Toys is going to go, but the only thing I would want from this film is probably Wolverine in the yellow jumpsuit, and that's going to be it. I don't need another Deadpool. If they release any additional characters from this specific film, it's going to be hard to really get me to click on this. I'm going to see this on day one. I think it's going to be a really good film, but As far as the fan predictions and all these cameo, I don't know. That's not gonna do it for me. I don't give a shit. No, nope, nope, nope. That can definitely go away. uh, I'm excited, but it seems like everything Leto is connected to flops. Yeah, it sure seems that way, doesn't it? Ooh. And what's also a little bit concerning too is that Jared Leto is the biggest name attached to that film. Everybody else is like second fiddle B-list actors and actresses. So, yeah, I'm hoping with my fingers crossed that Tron Ares actually has a decent script. I know Disney has been desperately trying to get that IP into a franchise, and man, they just keep doing it because you remember Tron Legacy was supposed to have been attached within the same universe to the other science fiction Disney movie made back in the 80s, which was The Black Hole. In fact, they had a working rough draft script, and in Tron Legacy, you can actually see an Easter egg of the black hole figures in the son's bedroom. So they were, following a couple of years, they were going to do a black hole, and then when the film was critically panned and did, I think it just about broke even. Disney got cold feet and then switched gears into the Avengers, and I mean they were printing money up until 2020 till the event happened. So yeah, and that's gonna be it. I mean for this year as far as and I think we need that. We really, really do need that. Let me get to where's my album? Let me get to the let's get to the album. Let's talk Hot Toys here. I'm excited, but it seems let's talk about some of the stuff that's incoming. So we've already been thrusted into a lot of distractions, so to say, as far as collecting and pre-ordering and so forth. And the hardest part is really containing your excitement and really just watching the the checkbook and using a pre-order spreadsheet. I'm actually proud. I actually updated my pre-order spreadsheet today, and I'm right under 29 pre-orders, which is my personal goal. I feel that I won't be painted into a corner. I won't experience those thoughts of high anxiety and doubts of just overwhelmingness if I can keep my pre-orders under 30. So yeah, I'm under 29 right now, and then once Padme and C3PO ship out, I'll go in my spreadsheet and I'll remove it, and then hopefully I can then reevaluate my situation so that I can still stay in the game because this is fun. Collecting toys, collecting high-end action figures and vehicles and all this stuff. It's just so much fun, man. We're living like in an era that it's just everybody is just really, really trying to uh just really cater to us, kind of pander to us, so forth. We but we're not out of the clear yet, though, because remember, as of Christmas of last year, we had certain things that were sandbagged. They were just pushed, and that was of grave concern to me. I'm like, it's dangerous when shit starts getting pushed back. It's bad, really is. We still have this guy here. This guy is supposedly inbound very soon. He's about to pop the ARF Trooper of the 501st Legion ATRT. Star Wars small scale vehicle. Hot Toys has had great success with their Star Wars vehicles, regardless if some of you are collecting it or have made passes on it or just simply don't have the space for it. They've been really, really successful with these vehicles, these small vehicles, right? It seems like there's not a lot of risk involved into something like this. And the fact that it's something that is within that perfect size, within that perfect price point, and it caters to a larger demographic. So this is something I'm excited to get this. I can't wait to get this. This was not a day one pre-order for me. This was a blue light, low inventory. All right, I need to start to add some of this into my collection. So this is something that I'm really, really stoked to. Uh, I got 3. Yeah, for those of you, I'm jealous. I would love to get 2. I need to know when it actually charges because I can't. I get me personally. I stress out when if I was to pre-order 2 of these and then have an invoice of what are these like $600 I think so $1,200. I mean that's a big ticket item that Sideshow's like, hey, we're going to be charging this tomorrow. Get your act together. We want our money tomorrow. So I would things like this where I would prefer to have 2, right? I'm saying I'll pre-order 1 and then I'll scour the second one down the road through secondary retailers that are affiliated with Sideshow. So, but yeah, I mean, if you can get through Sideshow, kudos for you. I think these are going to be very popular because it's a smaller run. I think, and as far as regret, I mean, it's Star Wars. It's a small Star Wars scale vehicle. It's not like you're going to get stuck with it, and if you try to sell it, you're going to get below retail. If anything, you're probably going to do really, really well as far as reselling it or just whatever doing it. I'm not. I'm. This is my plan to kind of keep it. Hopefully, we can get Revenge of the Sith version with Commander Green. Yes, that'd be. I mean, this exact. That's all you need is the paint application and the walker. So, what's up? What's up, Mr. Mo? What's going on? Thank you for joining. Nate, you're out of control. I got 2 with troopers, 1 without. Need these to defend my dewback farm. That's right. And then we do have the dewback, and it's just I'm kind of going back through the backlog here because it tends. Is this something that it always kind of just boggles the mind when collectors are talking about releases or new stuff through within the world of Hot Toys or even outside the world of Hot Toys, and they just tend to forget. I'm like, there's stuff that is inbound. Yeah, the Sand Trooper Sergeant and a dewback. That's a $700. That's a $700 ticket. That to me, that's a big ticket item. I did not pre-order this. I didn't trust the window. It had like a 6-month window. I'm like, no, Sideshow, you're not going to hold my $70 and not give me somewhat of an exact coordinate, right? You're not gonna do that. That doesn't make any sense, right? So it's just this year where there's just so much. There's just so much. This is coming home too. We got the Hot Toys Batmobile. That'll be fun to discuss, right? To compare, to point back and forth because we know that Jazz Inc. is making his version. So that'll be a fun debate, right? To see who wore it best, right? Fashion Police, who wore it, and we'll cross that bridge once we get to it. But no, this is coming home. You can't go wrong with this. I'm not going to go super deep into the world of Michael Keaton, but I'll get one regular amount. There's a ton of Michael Keatons out there. I can wait. One of them is eventually going to go into a Sideshow daily deal, and I'll be able to. I just need one Michael Keaton. I don't give a shit. It could be old Pops Keaton, or it could be the '89. All I know is that when there's more than 1 SKU, 2 SKUs, shit sits. Just it is what it is, right? It is what it is, and I understand that these Batmobiles are on wait lists, and that always changes when invoices are sent out. Yeah, it's easy to drop what $80, and a year later, everyone's situation could have changed, and so whether or not those collectors are going to be able to commit to that, that'll be a different bridge to cross. What's up, Big Rip? Thank you for joining. What's going on? Thank you. Yeah, so this is just a refresher. What I wanted to do was honestly a big refresher course because it seems that when it comes to us 1/6 scale collectors, when something shiny, new, and dangly is dangled in front of us, we just tend to get distracted. We just tend to forget and so forth. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting who releases the '89 Batmobile first, if it's going to be Jazz Inc. or if it's going to be Hot Toys. I'm assuming it's going to be Hot Toys. And we'll let the comparisons go. And I know no other YouTuber in YouTube land has the confidence or the courage, uh, the bravery to do a 4K blast on the 89 Jazz Inc. Batmobile, but I will. Yeah, yeah, I'll be able to get access to this and review it. So because I'm unlike other YouTube influencers in the community, I'm not scared of the retailers. I've made that very. In fact, this was one of the things I actually talked about when I was hiking. Right, we don't owe our allegiance to retailers that are selling us the stuff that we're somewhat addicted to. That's not how it works. That's not how it should work, right? Yeah, for discount. No, 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 because then what happens is then it's a slippery slope. But look, I understand. It takes a lot of courage, right? Because you're scared to hurt someone's feeling, but you're not providing a good benefit, or you're not looking out for the collector's best interest when you're not honest, right, with yourself. And maybe it's pride, maybe it's because you, it feels foolish to spend $1,800 on a vehicle, realizing that it doesn't meet the standards that you thought it was going to meet because someone else told you that it was fantastic and it just mind blowing. Then you realize that it's not. So that's always been my mission here, at least for me on my channel, is that if I have the opportunity to do a proper review, right, to do a honest, truthful review on a product where others are either don't have the courage or scared because they'll hurt their discount bin or just something, or even just they're caught up in their own situation of gaslighting or in communities, or just in that it's just no, it's just not right. That's 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 not very nice. It's not very nice to do. And yeah, this will be interesting to compare and to review. What do we have here? Yeah, somebody needs to speak. I can only be the Lorax. I can only speak for the trees for so many times, right? You know, I it is honestly it is what it is. So I'll do the 4K. Sure, Jay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'll believe it when I see it. Where do you live, Jay? I'll come visit you and you'll open your door and I'll bring my camera. Where do you live, Jay? I'll come visit you. Don't tempt me. I love to travel. The kids don't like to travel. I love to travel. I ain't scared. Mm, big words. Actions speak louder than yeah. Yeah. Everybody loves to. Where's my tap dance? I feel like I should bring out my tap dance in me. Jay, I love you. I'm picking on you, but Jay, you haven't delivered. But you can prove me wrong. I welcome it. Challenge me. Oh, look, Danoby says I won't do a 4K blast, and that's fine. I'll go on your stream and I'll apologize. Sure, why not? Right? We have Maryland. Let's make it happen. Is that where you're at, Maryland? I'll come. I need to time it with an event. Is there anything scientifically happening over in Maryland? Is there like an eclipse? Is there a tornado? Is there a flood? Because I do love chasing natural disasters too. Uh, yeah. You don't be like my good friend Six Scale Mafia, where he reviewed the Batmobile 66 in the dark with with a lamp facing the camera overcasting. I mean, Audit mode, prepare your displays. No, no. So you guys know I did the video. I did the video. By the way, Anthony was a humble host. Fantastic dude. Had a great time hanging out with him in Phoenix. Very, very cool. And provided tips and insights. So I did do an expose video because I could not resist myself. He had the Robert Pattinson Batmobile, the 2022. And I mean, that thing looked like it was dropped from like a 3-story building. I mean, I this this 20 but I was reading, for those of you who may not, I do sales. I was genuinely reading Mafia's body language. He honestly thought that Batmobile 22 was the cat's meow. I shit you not. I looked at him dead in the eye. I looked at him. I even let him hold. I gave him the phone, and I go, no. I need to film it. And he was, no. I mean, this thing looked like it couldn't. I mean, fight crime. This thing was not designed to fight crime. But he was generally he thought it was perfectly fine. That was perfectly fine. But it was never my intention to attack his character. It was never my intention to embarrass him. Now, the opportunity that I saw when I visited him is that every time I'm near a jazzing product, it looks like shit. It doesn't. Well, let's put it. I need to. Let me rephrase that, because he had the Justice League mobile there, the Zack Snyder one, which was fine. I mean, 4 times the charm. He finally gets it right. Looked fine. It was an attractive vehicle. But it's these new batches that come out, and it looked rough, folks. It looked rough. No, but and that setup was very. We didn't plan it. It wasn't scripted. And I told him, I go, I need to cover this. This is like, what is this? All the other vehicles are great collection, but this thing is a train wreck. Oh, it looks great though. It's not a big deal. I'm working on it. I'm working on the lights. I'm working on the struts. I'm going to change the oil. I'm going to add a new gasket, change the air filter. It was, but no, Anthony. This thing is these wheels. What? Ew, no, not for this price, right? And then it was a B vehicle, and he got a discount. But still, the point of the matter is that there's, it was never my. The purpose of that video was more of an insight, because I always welcome people. Always want to tell I'm being a hater. Danoby's being a hater. Danoby's being jazzing. He's attacking. He doesn't appreciate it. You should be thankful. You should be thankful that someone's making it, and so forth, right? No, again, we are the collectors. We are the ones in control. We are the ones that vote with our wallet. And there are individuals out there that listen to us, that like us, love us, and trust our educated opinion on making a purchase. And when you, and not per se, not even just maybe just that group, because through his eyes, he thinks that there was nothing wrong with the vehicle, and I do believe him. I mean, and again, that video was never meant to attack his character. It was more that the whole point was like, I'm Danoby. I'm Danoby2. What are the odds of me in physical form getting near a jazzing vehicle and there's something wrong with it, and it's not being addressed by the community? It's not being brought up. It's being, what's the word? omitted, right? And I can tell you that in my line of business, that if I omit something from a home that I'm selling to you, I'm liable. I can get sued. If I know that a home has mold, dangerous spores mold, and I withhold that, I'm 100% liable. I'm telling this is a beautiful home. But I know that there's mold, and it comes out that I knew that it was mold. Oh, but it's a beautiful home. I'm 100% liable to lose my license. So that's the way I've always seen. And it's not like we're collecting Marvel Legends or Black Series or little tchotchke little action figures here, folks. These are big ticket items. These retailers should be groveling it at our feet. They should be kissing our toes. They should be sucking on our big toes. They want our money. They want our $300 or $500 or something. They need to earn it. We just can't give up the ass like that. You gotta wine and dine us. You have to. Maybe some of us in the community put out easy. All right. I'll confess, in the early days, I made a lot of mistakes, and I was buying stupid shit. And no, I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm reaching an age now that I need my collection to represent more than just collecting, right? It's more of like what matters to me, what's sentimental to me as I get older. There's certain things that I just love, and so I'm just really passionate about, and I don't want empty calorie figures, right? Figures that just take up space just because. So and I've just been in this game for so long. I've just seen collectors come and go. And they're like, oh, tap out, tap out, tap out, tap out. So it's, if nobody else in the community has the courage to provide disclosure, and I'm presented with an opportunity to help the community and to provide disclosure, I will absolutely 100% will always take that route. Sorry about the soapbox, folks. You got me monologuing. Structurally, jazz stuff is questionable at times. The person I think the praise is most nostalgic drive, and the amateur level paint apps alone is awful. I told you folks that the DeLorean Mark II was a hot mess. You guys know I'm in love with Back to the Future. You know that the Mark II, the hover converted DeLorean, is the one that I saw in theaters that I just fell in love with. I only love the DeLorean because it flies. In my head, the DeLorean will always fly. Right? It will always fly. And yeah, it broke my heart that I got it, and the struts were just shoddy. And I was one of the first. Remember, I was a day one pre-order. How awful would it have been if I omitted that information, if I withheld that information and did not share in the pain within the community on that, right? That definitely would have made me look awful. But I did. Like, look, I got stuck with a lemon. Sideshow took care of me. I had a couple options, right? Either get a discount or get your full money back. The DeLorean's not going back. I'm going to make it work. And not everybody has. Not everybody. Excuse me. I'm trying to get over this cold. Not everybody has the skill set in modding like I do, but I made it work. And my baby's still up there, aren't you? Look at her. It's up there. Look at my little. It's up right up there. Just because it's it was born with a defect, I'm not gonna send it back. The DeLorean Mark II will always have a home in this space, 100%. Yes, that DeLorean was born with R&D defects, but I still saw the love in it. But I still made sure, and I'll never argue with anybody within the community, that it was an R&D hot mess. Absolutely. You're right. But I made it work for me. And that vehicle may not work for everybody else. So a lot of people have I said, let's be nice. I'm trying to be civil here. But I give you shit honestly, but I like the fact they're very critical of the merchandise. This keeps merchants on their toes and ensures that the consumer the best quality. We're in control, Jay. That's what's really the most important thing. They are not, and they need to understand that because we vote with our wallets. The pass jazzing gets for the amount of money is truly astonishing. To me, perfection doesn't exist, but I feel they aren't held to a higher standard with a higher price. Yeah. Who's to point fingers at that? Right? And I mean, he started off small through social media. So, right? Influencers within the community that wanted in, right? I confess, I drank the juice in the beginning. It's in my channel. I took a leap of faith on the Justice Mobile, and I got dealt a bad hand of cards. So, snake eyes. Go gadget drill. 60% of the time, it works every time. Here we go. Back in you go. What do we got here? Photo albums. What do we have here? We talked about that. We talked about, this is another one too. We have a bunch of big ticket items inbound. We have so many big ticket items inbound. The die-cast Iron Man series. My God, they're almost grandfathered into my collection. This guy is coming home, but not that gantry nonsense. No. Now, I don't care how cool it is. I've been down that whole gantry, elaborate, volume hungry, greedy, and no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going down that route. But the 2.0 and a half Mark 6, definitely love it. What else? What else have we got coming in here? We talked about the Mark 3. My predictions are still set that this thing is going to release this year. It says January and June. I think that's patent. I think that's cushion. And I think this is going to be a nightmare before Christmas. On top of everything else that's slated to come out this year, between Hot Toys, between InArts, is Exo 6 still in business? I don't. It's Paramount Plus or bust. I know I called it. They overspent on all that Star Wars. Not Star Wars. Star Trek. All those Discovery, and the spin-offs. They spent way too much on that stuff. But yeah, no, Paramount's in trouble. Somebody can buy it. Yeah, no, it's the gantries too. I've been down that path. I've experienced it. It's a nightmare. It looks cool. It's for looking, not for cooking, is the way I see it. Like, it looks great. Oh, great. And then you realize that, where am I going to display this son of a bitch, right? So I've been there. I've been done it. I'm like, I don't care how phenomenal this gantry is. I'm not going to devote a whole module case like a DF-120, and half of it is devoted to this over-exaggerated gantry. No, I'll take the Mark II and throw his ass into the Hall of Armor or something. Play with him for a day or two. Getting 2 of the Mark 6s, one collection, one deluxe with die. I like to have one posed up with the warm. Yes. Yeah. There's always love for Nate. There's always love for Iron Man in my world. Remember you getting any of the 1/4 diecast Iron Man? Or just into? I actually have gone down the slippery slope of the quarter scale Iron Mans. In fact, I've been kind of lazy. I need to power that. I've actually moved. I have the Mark 42, Mark 3, Mark 4, And then there's the Mark 6 quarter scale on pre-order right now. I don't have him on pre-order yet, but he's coming home. I've gotten a taste of quarter scale. Let me see if I can show you where they're going. Move some of my stuff here because I'm still kind of I gotta power these guys up. But let's see if I can show you. But they're gonna have their own little. Oh, well, I don't know if you can see it, but they're gonna hold on. Let me get the camera here. So yeah, they're gonna be right up there. That's the corner units right there. They're not powered up yet. They've all been USB modded. So those guys will that's going to be the whole quarter scale, and then excess iron suits will be going over there too. So that's still a work in progress. That corner is a it's a living corner because I've been blessed with real estate now within the room, and I just don't want to be gluttonous and start filling it up right away. I kind of want to make that corner work. And I've discovered that having those quarter scale units there, I've added power supply to that corner, so it should look really nice once it's all said and done. Yeah, I can't wait for that. And then the Mark III, I've only pre-ordered one. Day one pre-ordered it, and then hopefully I'm two of these will be coming home. And I keep beating around the bush about RC modifying this guy one of these, and I think this is going to be it. It's RC or bust for this, so that's definitely gonna happen. Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's going to be something to really look forward to. Let's talk about this garbage. Oh, I'm going to get hate for this. Let's talk about this garbage. All right, so I will confess, I did not see the Star Wars Ahsoka show. I had no interest. I was alienated from watching it. It's Rebels season 5. It's this, it's that, and then once the show aired and the reviews started coming out, everybody said it was just it was 2 miles of bad road. So yeah, no, no. Because this is the Mandalorian Super Commando associated with Ahsoka show. It looks fine. I'm not going to knock the figure for its appearance. It's a Mandalorian with Darth Maul horns. I think they're advertising that it has a new jetpack and so forth. But I gotta say, I'm gonna stick to my personal promise and keep the Trade Federation embargo on the Disney Plus Star Wars schlock. I don't want any of this garbage in this room, in my collection. That whole ride, that whole Disney Plus Star Wars ride that I was in, it wasn't fun. There's a few winners from Mandalorian season 2 and the first season of the Mandalorian, but no, it was bad. It was just like I even regret watching the Kenobi show, the Disney Plus Kenobi show. Like every time I go back and I think about how that show was written, it just makes me mad. It honestly makes me really mad. And I get it, right? They say art is subjective, and there are folks that are going to love this, but more power to you. If this is the path that you've chosen as a 1/6 scale collector, then good for you. Honestly, good for you. Let me. What did I do there? All right. I also call into doubt the popularity. I was calling into doubt of the popularity of the show. And hopefully everybody that's been discussing this, they're at least disclosing if they've watched the show or not, because I've been watching streams on folks that are talking about Star Wars Ahsoka, and there's quite a few of us that are commenting on the figure and haven't even seen the show. I haven't seen the show. I have no interest in ever seeing the Star Wars Ahsoka show. I do recognize at least the beauty. I mean, this is pretty cool. It's definitely not for me. It's definitely not going to be added into my collection. It's too much. The only thing that I've come up with is that it's just a contractual obligated release, or because the way the toy industry works, when these shows are in development, and the toy manufacturer really honestly needs to take a leap of faith and assume that certain characters may be popular than others. So to get the prototypes done, because these prototypes can take months, maybe in a year to get done, to get the mold in, so forth, to sell to the audience. So Hot Toys could have potentially just taken a leap of faith, or they're just contractually obligated. And whether or not, I'm very skeptical whether or not they're going to make money with this line. And I get it. Look, I'm not picking on if the Star Wars Disney Plus Ahsoka show was your jam, good for you. I guess. I mean, good for you. Whether or not most of us who watch us in YouTube land are going to actually support this, yeah, I will be very, very, very shocked. Like I said, it's a good looking figure, but it's definitely not for me. That also applies to baby Ahsoka here. Yikes. I Money Pit figure from the Ahsoka line, which is a Money Pit Ahsoka 10 plus figures deep and is going to future chat box. That's I mean, I just don't understand. Like, something's not adding up here. It's really a Clone Wars figure. He only appears for a brief moment in flashback. So that specific Mandalorian only shows up in a cameo. I mean, that's the ingredients for Star Wars one-on-one merchandising, right? And from the book of George Lucas, characters that are in the background show up for 2 seconds of film, get their action figure. I mean, that was, let's be honest, that was why Return of the Jedi had dozens of characters, and all the characters went through constant costume changes, because George knew the real money was in merchandising. So, and that's fine. Look, I believe in capitalism. That's totally fine. But you have to at least assume that at least us collectors were in love with the show. At least we appreciate the show. This is a really nice, beautiful figure. Yeah, it's not for me. I don't know. Kid Ahsoka here, like, no, I don't even know where I'm assuming she's a flashback sequence during her days with the Clone Wars. So what is she, like 250, 275 with shipping and tax? We're up to what, 4 Ahsokas? It's brave of Hot Toys to double, triple down on so many Ahsokas, considering that just 2 years ago, Hot Toys and most retailers were begging with heavy discounts to get rid of the Clone Wars Ahsoka, the Tune version. So they're going pretty deep with Ahsokas, and I again, my only theory is that it's just a contractual obligated situation here. I just find it really hard to believe. Like, really, I mean, are there really collectors that are going to get off? Maybe they are, right? I have Ahsoka. I have one. I have the Mandalorian season 2 Ahsoka there. I'm done. That's it. I'm not chasing Ahsoka the gray, Ahsoka the white, Ahsoka the black, whatever other random colors are going to pepper her in. But I like the shows, but I'm passing on the figures. And again, Hot Toys is doing a really decent job at keeping their average, right? They're between 120 and 130 pre-orders. Hot Toys is doing a bang up job keeping up with these releases. They absolutely are. I think it's as simple. I think it's as simple as since Mandalorians and Malls both sells purely based on statistics. Maybe it is. I mean, if they maybe their analytics are telling them otherwise, and you know what, Hot Toys, then good for you. If you feel that there is money involved in this, then I'd say 100% go for it. I'm looking forward to seeing Hot Toys to take a gamble at Kid Anakin Skywalker with the Pod Racer. I'm for that too. If they come out with Little Annie on the Pod Racer, 100%, I'm down for that. I would be down for that. I'd rather buy Sabine Wren. I don't even know who she's probably one of the rainbow chicks on the show. Uh, what's up, Cian? What's going on? Yes, I didn't know this. I didn't know that the actress was from that played Gamora. That I did know. I knew that before. That it was the same actress because she just showed up on my Instagram reel, and but I knew that before. And yes, and then she was in Barbie too. Yeah, so she's an upcoming actress. So it's an honor, and I know in the toy industry, it's an honor to have an action figure, a high-end figure like this to be made of you. So it definitely will help her career. So if it helps her career, kudos. But we're the collectors, and they're the ones that are shilling us to um, essentially support this stuff. Um, here's the thing. You guys know of the Nielsen ratings, right? A lot of this information is public knowledge. You just have to look for it. But if any of you are savvy enough to actually visit the Nielsen ratings website, you can actually pull up viewership, right? But I think most of us already knew that Ahsoka didn't do very well in views. So when I look at the Nielsen rating statistics, and then I listen to live streams talk about the Ahsoka figures, and everybody is getting wet and hot over this stuff. Something's not making sense here. So again, you can go visit the website, the Nielsen, but a lot of this stuff is public knowledge now. But I think most of us already knew. So you look at Ahsoka's numbers, and by the way, just looking at Boba Fett's numbers, the Book of Boba Fett, you get to see how the episodes and so forth. But you look at the viewership, right, from Mandalorian season 2, which I believe is still holds the record. Mandalorian season 2 was phenomenal. Everybody was just on board with that, and then you can kind of see episode 2. So Mandalorian season 2 is probably the pinnacle, the standard of viewership. And you look at Book of Boba Fett, episode 1, and for those of you who know me, I saw the first episode of Book of Boba Fett, and I was done. I was tapped out. Like, nope, nope. You guys can have fun. They're gonna Book of Boba Fett is gonna waste your time with the Sarlacc pit nonsense. And then I did jump in for Kenobi. Everybody was on board. I mean, it's Ewan McGregor. I mean, he's a living legend. It's a national treasure. Ewan McGregor. Who doesn't love Obi-Wan Kenobi? Kenobi show had some really good numbers on there. And you look at Andor, which I did not see. Apparently, nobody else did either. Probably had, which had the biggest budget out of all the Star Wars shows, and it really did not. I mean, Andor really needed Mandalorian season 2 numbers, and the fact that they're making another one, a season 2, like what? Mandalorian season 3 numbers, and then you get to Ahsoka's numbers. So, and everybody seems to be on board that Mandalorian season 3 was a little bit decisive. It wasn't firing on all cylinders. It just really, some episodes were great, some were not good. Mandalorian season 3 was all over the place. And then you get to Ahsoka. I mean, Mandalorian season, look at that, 100 and 103. I mean, look at the stat. And then you get to Ahsoka, and it's no episode there other than the first episode broke over 600 million views. I mean, the Book of Boba Fett did better. It's mind blowing. Here's the chart too, just to kind of show you. I mean, Analytical numbers speak for themselves. It went from it's coming. I need to commit. I need to commit to that. So you look at these numbers, you look at the statistics and stuff, and they keep releasing Ahsoka figures, and you're like, who's buying this stuff? The numbers don't lie. Nobody watched that show. Who's buying this shit? So Hot Toys isn't in the business to lose money. So maybe contractual obligations. It's what the number. I mean, I'm trying to provide a best educated guess, right, as to why they're still. But no, Disney Plus Star Wars. They need to earn my loyalty back. I mean, I'm still buying Star Wars stuff. I'm still buying Star Wars Hot Toys merch, but I'm very conservative and I'm very selective. I mean, I got Return of the Jedi C-3PO charged yesterday. Darth Vader, Return of the Jedi. So, I mean, they're still going to get my money. They're not going to get all my money. And that's something I've also talked about too with Star Wars, is that there's just too many divided factions. You have the Clone Wars. You have the Bad Batch. You have the sequel trilogy. You have the classic trilogy. You have the prequel trilogy. It's all over the place. Everybody has their acquired taste, their acquired flavor, and that's perfectly fine. It's worked for me. I mean, I have the trade separatist union army in orbit, and I made it very clear none of this Disney Plus Star Wars schlock is to be allowed into this collection. It's outrageous. No, they need to earn our respect back. I think they took advantage of us as collectors within the toy community, and they need to earn it back. And clearly, the viewership and then their increased rates for Disney Plus just really, honestly, just backfired for them. So I just thought that was really, really interesting. So when you look at numbers like that, and then you see clown figures like this, and you're like, what's going on? What? Okay. Captain Enchilada? Like what? What? Who? It's it's like that meme from Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm Star-Lord, man. You're like, who? Who the fuck? Who are you? Why is there a face on your helmet? And then you have the purist collectors out there. Well, didn't you see Ahsoka? I'm like, no, I didn't see that. I went on a hike. I went chasing adventure. It has to be a good show to get me, no. You're like, what is this? What? No. And then the blue dude, General Kang, what's his name? That was on this show too. The dude that was like 300 pounds on set, but yet Hot Toys decided to give him an athletic body, and everybody pretends like they didn't notice. You're like, what? There we go. I admit it, Danoby. I'm buying the Toontown figures along with everything else Star Wars. I guess, Nate. I mean, you're not gonna put that in your collection. You're gonna put that in a storage unit, right? I hear a storage unit got cleared up, so I'm sure you can use that storage unit to put all this Star Wars schlock, because, yeah, it's never too late to experience an epiphany over a storage unit nightmare where you're just hoarding art boxes. So Nate, Nate, if you're going down this path, this is a path I can't follow with you. You can't. This is no. You're losing your if you're chasing this stuff here. Thrawn, thank you so much. No, it was Thrawn. I forgot the blue dude. Thrawn. No. No, but I mean, I do have my guilty pleasures, folks. I do love Spider-Man. I do love everything to do with the PS5. Just everything. Spider-Man is fun. I did a little short video on it. It's just so much fun. Something about the world of Spider-Man and the Sinister Six and Doc Ock and like that makes me feel like a kid. That whole world, that whole Spider-Man, Marvel, Sony with Electro, Doc Ock, the gang, Green Goblin. That's man, like that stuff. It brings joy when that stuff arrives. I'm like, oh yay, something to play with, right? It's just so much fun. Even these suits, even these spider suits, so much fun. Like, look how badass that is. Great game. I played it. I have it. Phenomenal game, graphics, story. I'm getting the Venom from the game. There's just everything about this is just fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Give me more Spider-Man. And they're just great. It's just fun. But I get it. I guess like I understand it is the Spider-Man Marvel Sony IP can be very overbearing. It can be very gluttonous. It can be very just too much sugar, too much fun. Um, and it's just not for everybody. But unlike Star Wars Disney Plus and the current cinematic state of the Marvel universe, which has let me down, this particular IP hasn't let me down yet. This subsection of the Marvel Sony has constantly brought me joy. I don't grow tired of it. You know, well, I'm tired of it. I'm over it. Well, you haven't played the fucking game. That's probably why. You don't have a PlayStation. Fine. Don't bitch out Spider-Man. He's still, well, did we all forget that was it last year? Spider-Man No Way Home. It still in its sleep broke $1 billion in ticket sales. So, you know, we can bitch all we want that we're over exhausted with Spider-Man, but it still does very, very well. Still prints money for Hot Toys, as does Iron Man, right? We all see those comments from individuals. Oh, another Iron Man suit. Yeah, Hot Toys needs to keep the money because you cats out there decided to renege on your Thrawn invoice. You know, when those invoices start going down, everybody starts looking the other direction. Let's see. Right? I mean, they need to keep the lights on. Well, we can't count on you guys. You guys didn't commit to Captain Enchilada, so we got to pump out another Spider-Man because we're eating on it, especially on the Ahsoka line. Jesus, talk about taking a bath. We're gonna get more for every Disney Plus Star Wars figure that probably sits on the shelf into a daily deal. Hot Toys is going to be forced to do like another neon tech suit just to balance the books. Uh, Danoby, you cannot compare superior to Thrawn. This superior Spider-Man as the comic run is my opinion. Yeah, I can't wait. This is going to be something to just everything. Look at that. Even like the metallic mechanical arms. Just fantastic. Just good stuff. Very, very good stuff. What else I got? You know, I figured out what I did wrong. I figured out. Remember when I was what's going on here? I'm still trying to find my Tron photos. Let me see if I can stop the screen here. Maybe it'll let me know. I'm trying to... Something's going on here. Let me see if I can do this. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that. I was trying to pull up my photo album here, and it's just not working. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it worked there. It worked there. I still want to find out why Tron Legacy. Let me see if I can find it. I bet you it'll find it now. I wasn't logged in. I wasn't logged into the right account for my photo albums. That's why it was not working, which is so weird. Tron Legacy. Oh, look at that. Let me see if I can show you this photo. Share screen. Oh, wait a minute. I have way too many photo albums open. There it is. Let's see if this one works. I want to show you this photo here because I was there. Share screen. There it is, right here. This was 2010 San Diego Comic-Con. And I thought I had more photos, but apparently I only took a couple. And this was one of the photos. And you can see in the background there, Avatar. So this is 2010. And Avatar came out in 2009. So Avatar was very, very much hot shit. In fact, there was a lot of Avatar merchandise this year on the floor for San Diego Comic-Con. But yeah, that they had the some props and stuff. I mean, it was 2010 was a huge year for Tron Legacy, and I thought I had more photos, man. I made all this big stink over it, and thought I had more, but apparently, I guess I don't more. Let me see if I can find some more. Oh, I do. Check this out. All right, let me see if I can show you this here. So yeah, here you go. That's San Diego Comic-Con 2010. I was there, Gandalf. I was there. Look at that. Like, they pumped a ton of money into this. Like, I was bonkers. And I wasn't even doing videos because I didn't even start. I was doing photos. I think I was doing blog. I was blogging at the time for a site, and I think I was doing Facebook, and I'm pretty sure I was on Instagram. But as far as video wise, I hadn't started that yet. I hadn't crossed that bridge yet, and I kind of regret now because I saw so many things, so many really really cool things there. Which one is this one here? Oh, where am I? Tron. That's right, Tron the video game there. Yeah, Tron the video game. It was just and I'm kind of hoping for that nostalgia experience back with Tron Ares, because and assuming that the studios haven't alienated themselves from attending the San Diego Comic-Con, I still want to believe it's still significant, even though Sideshow is determined to make their live stream from their warehouse, right, their storage unit, because they've been streaming their Sideshow Con from their from their restock shelves in their back room. They Sideshow needs to get their ass back to San Diego Comic-Con. They really really need to. Is there a Spider-Man suit you hope Hot Toys makes from the game? I don't like wishing for that because it always feels overwhelming. I'm one of those that back in 2021 when everybody was like, "Why don't we have a C3PO? Why don't we have a C3PO?" Remember that whole circus? And I'm like, I go, and at the time we were like at 60 pre-orders. I'm like, I don't want any more. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I'm at the table. I am grateful for what we have. And then Hot Toys got that infusion from the Hong Kong government. They opened up another warehouse, doubled production, and now we're stuck in an era of 130 pre-orders staring down the barrel. So I don't like putting that positive energy out in the universe. I'm grateful. There are stuff that I would like, but everybody remember when everybody was on the bandwagon for Han? Why don't we have a Han Solo? Maybe Han Toys doesn't have the license. Then a Han Solo comes out, and then what happens? Everybody starts tap dancing some bullshit excuse that the head sculpt doesn't look good. It's just it's bonkers. It's just the way this stuff just the way the community is just it's wild. I'm looking to see if I have any more photos, and I think and before I Tron, I'm just looking through my photos here. I guess that's it. I guess that's all the photos I have of Tron. Such a good time. Simpler times back then too. Yeah. Very, very simple times back then. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's what my photo album looks like. So, any of you that use Google Photos, I typed in Tron Legacy, and so then Google's AI algorithm will like, we think this is related to Tron Legacy. Well, why? Because it's neon. Oh, AI. What are we gonna do with AI? Folks, I think that is it for this midnight run. I think I've discussed everything. I'm excited to get C3PO. Not Padme. Is it? Yeah, Padme was the one that got charged, and I'm gonna do a couple more reviews. Yeah, yeah. I still need to do a part two. My little pet project for Castle Eternia. Not very popular, but it's Masters of the it's He-Man. It's not for everybody, but it's a fun little set. It's actually not here. It's actually in the garage because I painted some parts on it. And I need to do I think my next review is probably going to be this. I got this. SML Wars version 2. I don't know if you can see this, but I'll show you. It's this guy right here. I'm gonna probably do a nice little review on it because not everybody covers art toys like this. These are unique, specific. So I'll probably be doing this. I'll probably film, maybe edit tomorrow, but tomorrow is Dune 2, the second viewing. So that's gonna be important to me. And oh goodness, you know what? I did not mention that clown, did I? I did not. I just thank you for reminding me. Did I mention gore? I gotta find his silly. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Did I have gore? No, I did not. Oh man. Let me see if I can find him. Hold on. Shoot. Facebook Hot Toys. I gotta find him now. I thought I had him on my photo shoot here, Hot Toys photo for Gorn. Here we go. Stop screen, present, share screen, Facebook. All right, and where is so my answer to this?
No, he will not be trained.
No.
No. Nothing from Thor Ragnarok. Nope. What a waste of a character. Even I should be I should be clear. Even if the film was fantastic, I don't think I would want Christian Bale in this getup. They did a great job on his head sculpt though, but no. This film was so forgettable. Again, I'm looking at the soft goods cape. To me, the face sculpt, the paint application, they did a really, really good job on this. But yeah, no, this film is just too forgettable for me. There's just nothing memorable about it. It was okay. I saw this on Disney. I didn't even see this in theaters, or this was like a forced watching. Like I didn't even want to see this film. I think I watched it with the family. I think it showed up and we had nothing else better to do. Like this film was a forced viewing. I watched it like months after its release, and I thought the film was okay, but there's nothing memorable about the film. Um, it was a joke, and I'm glad that they're talking about bringing Thor back. I mean, Thor is supposed to be like a space version of Conan the Barbarian, and they turned him into a clown. Taika Waititi he went over the top and then some. No, he thought he was hot shit, and no, Taika, no, this is nothing with this film. Even Lady Thor, I don't want anything to do with this. No characters, nothing at all. again, they did a great job with the figure, the soft goods, everything, and so forth. I would rather buy a Moon Knight over this guy. So for those of you that decided to pre-order him, cool. You know, I'm glad that you enjoyed the movie, but the movie was not memorable for me. So it doesn't have. Yeah, it did have the bare feet, didn't it? I believe I saw the bare feet on it. Yeah, I did see it. There was one photo here that actually had the right there, the bare feet on it. So yeah, I've been lucky. I mean, yes, we've been bombarded with 100 and close to 130 pre-orders with releases. Averaging what 10? Is it 10 to 15 per month? Well, they had the Chinese New Year, but it's been about 10, right? 10 times 12. It's been 10. The average is 10 or 12 of releases, not newly announced pre-orders, but releases. And a lot of it is just empty calorie filler, just stuff that it's such an easy pass for me. That was one of my biggest fears. One of my biggest fears about a year ago was like at 130 pre-orders, how am I gonna stay relevant? How am I gonna do all that, right? And it's just like no, like it's just empty calorie nonsense. Um, Now I will absolutely get WandaVision, this one here. I don't have her on pre-order, but I definitely will absolutely get her 100%. Yeah, I think they did a fantastic job on her. Uh, I see. I think the Moon Knight figure looks fantastic, but I hated the show. See, that's how I feel. Like I hated the ending for the Moon Knight show, but the figure looks fantastic. And I think I missed the boat on. I mean, I think he's sold out everywhere. And I don't have Moon Knight. I believe he's in chase price mode right now. Is he like 300-400? And if I couldn't get him at retail, I'm moving on. There's just way too much stuff to collect right now. So I've just like nope. I've just passed up on it. You know. And then the Camoran guy, I'm saying this right, but this guy right here, like it's just been they've been averaging releases about 10 to 12 per month, but a lot of it is just characters that just go over my head. There's no excitement. And I get it. There's people that love this stuff, but to me, it does nothing, which is fine, which is a welcomed relief because it doesn't paint me into a corner, and it lets me venture out into other brackets that I may be interested in and buying, or even going back and taking advantage of some of the daily deals. Like I just scored Nate thing. I got 2 days ago. I did get uh Infinity Ultron 30%. Great deal, and I had like sideshow points, so I scored Infinity Ultron. It's in the other room because he's gonna be modified. I'm gonna USB hack Infinity Ultron. Like having a figure that epic and cool from that What If show, it absolutely needs to enter my collection fully powered and all lit up and everything. So, but yeah, he's in the other room. He's on. There's a queue next to my work table with my soldering and my wires and LEDs and my work table there. But yeah, Infinity Ultron is in the queue, and hopefully I'm not going to go over the top. I just want him powered up. To me, could be, especially because it's an android, right? It's a powerful being. To me, that character, once it's in my collection, absolutely needs to be plugged in. So yeah, that's it. Clipping, man, there's nothing wrong with clipping those coupons. Yeah. Infinity Ultron definitely was not worth full price retail, but with a 30% coupon, you tend to look at things so much differently. So, yeah. Folks, I think that's it. I think it's time for me to get to bed. I had fun. I hope you folks had fun. We're gonna end the midnight run here. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What would it take to get you to come back to do Finn again?
In what?
I mean, I don't know if Finn is...
You ain't gonna Disney Plus me.